Here we go, another day, another week, another Obi-Wan video. And before we get started, I'm gonna give some love to part of my breakfast. That would be AG1 by Athletic Greens, which has each scoop packed with probiotics and vitamins, which helps in your daily physical health routine as well as brain health. You can get creative, blend it together with ingredients of your choice, have yourself a solid breakfast shake right there. So click the link below and get yourself a year's supply of vitamin D3, K2, and 5 travel packs with your first purchase. And now on to talking about episode 4 of Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's a spoiler alert for episode 4 of Obi-Wan. Also a spoiler alert for episode 3 because, you know, better safe than sorry. So at the end of episode 3 of Obi-Wan Kenobi, Darth Vader and Obi-Wan, they clashed lightsabers. Vader force-pulled Obi-Wan Kenobi through his least favorite thing in the galaxy, sand, into his second least favorite thing in the galaxy, which is fire, burning him. You're like, all right, this is gonna be the aftermath, man. What is Obi-Wan thinking? There's gotta be a lot going through his mind. And Obi-Wan, of course, was thinking, where's Leia? Well, let me tell you where Leia is, Obi-Wan. Leia is doing exactly what Leia does. She's getting captured. I know, twice in one series. It's crazy. Get used to it. That shit's gonna happen again in A New Hope. But this is one of those moments I can't help but look at this episode and be like, dude, there should have been a lot more emotional weight. Like, there should be a lot more emotional weight in an Obi-Wan series dealing with Obi-Wan, Anakin, Obi-Wan and Vader. You know, should be in here more. Obi-Wan Kenobi just clashed lightsabers with his former apprentice, his old friends, who in this universe they've set up in the Obi-Wan series, he thought was dead for 10 years. I know that wasn't the way it was before, but in the series it's like, oh, I guess he thought Anakin died on Mustafar. But he's alive, and now he just learned that. This should have been the episode where Obi-Wan's licking his wounds like, is all of this worth it? He's so terrible. Then Qui-Gon's Force Ghost can be like, there's always hope, Obi-Wan. Qui-Gon could also be like, also, why did you not keep up on your Force powers? You had one job. So in this episode, Leia has been taken to the super secret Inquisitor base, and they go to this Inquisitor base to get her out. And I like that in terms of atmosphere. I always like it when good guys are in bad guy territory, and they're alone, they're isolated, there's no help coming until the end. Which that freaked me out. I was like, whoa, snow speeders? Now I'm kind of pissed. I'm not pissed for the reasons you might be thinking. I'm pissed because in every Star Wars game I've ever played, snowspeeders never had the ability to hover. I could do that. I'm talking like idle hover without moving forward like a helicopter. I suppose they would have to be able to some degree. That's how they would take off, but the concept does kind of break the Battle of Hoth to some degree, yes. Makes it a lot easier for the good guys. Like, all right, instead of the whole elaborate tow cable thing and tripping these things, just hover on their backs behind the sweet spot and just blast them in the neck. All we gotta do is get behind them. Simple. So I like the general atmosphere of the plays. Don't know about Obi-Wan stumbling onto the set of Dexter New Blood. Don't know about Inquisitors. It doesn't really explain, but Inquisitors are keeping their first kill as trophies, I guess? That, or they're just keeping all Jedi kills as trophies? They're gonna have to make a lot more room. It doesn't really explain, it was just weird. I don't like the idea of Darth Vader or Inquisitors or whoever keeping Jedi bodies as trophy kills. Just kind of changes the logistics of the extermination of the Jedi. But to be fair, I might have misread it. Could be something that's pulled from the books or the comic books, and it might mean a completely different thing. Saw that in the comment section of my previous Obi-Wan video. Someone was like, clearly Jeremy's never read the Darth Vader comics. There's like a laughing emoji there. I mean, I haven't. Secret's out, never hidden it. I mean, I've read the first few issues of it, like the trade. Also, is Dr. Aphra still alive, or did she die? I know, I'd kind of like to see her. Vader's super sexy friend that was just kind of hanging out with him. Anyhow, yeah, I haven't read the comics. I shouldn't have to read the comics in order to ingest the show. Also, for talking about things I liked in this episode, I liked Obi-Wan doing stealth kills. That was actually pretty sweet. It's a completely dark room, except for little Leia, who's in this super torture chair, and these two stormtroopers. And then a lightsaber just ignites, slices one down, and then goes away. And then ignites, slices the other one down. I was like, that's pretty sweet. These are the tactics he learned in the Clone Wars. It's all coming back to him now. Think how much better he'd be if he didn't get rusty over 10 years. Like a dumbass. Also, I laughed my ass off in this scene. I laughed and then rewound the scene to watch the scene again, to laugh at the scene again when the two stormtroopers were about to arrest the Imperial officer who's actually good, you know, working with Obi-Wan, got him into this place. And she slaps the stormtrooper helmet and she's kind of like, thun thun, and then the stormtrooper's like, oh man, my helmet. It should have been like, boom, what did you, did you see that? She just slapped me in the helmet when I was wearing my helmet. Did she slap you too? I'm kind of, you know, rung the bell a little bit. She got me good. Right, why would she do that? Did she think that would work? You think clone troopers ever got slapped in the head? I don't know. Well, she's dead now, so I guess it doesn't matter. I don't know, it was funny. If you didn't catch it, watch it again. It's hilarious. But the big thing in this episode is Reva is interrogating Leia. And I gotta say, Reva is not a menacing presence. This is the episode that solidified. I know a lot of people in the first episode just like picked that right away, like, nope, not buying it. I was like, all right, let's give it some time. Let's see how the character grows. There hasn't been much character growth. However, the episode did come to pass in which Reva gets her shot to be that scary, menacing presence. And she couldn't even shake a 10-year-old. Which there, I get it. You wanna make all the little girls out there who look up to Princess Leia, you want them to be like, yeah, she's tough, I want to be tough. But sometimes, in order to properly craft an intimidating, menacing, or otherwise scary character or scene, you gotta scare the living shit out of the kids. I'm just saying. I mean, yeah, when she was in the chair about to get tortured, then she started screaming for help. But she wasn't scared of Reva, it was the chair. It could have been Otto the garbage man about to push torture or whatever the button says to activate the chair. But when it came to FaceTime interrogation, it was just Reva. It was just... You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of Spider-Man Homecoming, when Spider-Man's trying to be intimidating to Donald Glover. And at the end of it, after Spider-Man is completely not intimidating, Donald Glover goes, just a word of advice, you gotta get better at this part of the job. It was like that, only it didn't try to be funny. It tried to actually pull it off. To me, it looked like Inquisitors apparently play good cop, bad cop, and Reva's always good cop. But this is the time she's working alone, she's going it on her own, so she gets to be bad cop. Oh, she has no practice at it. She's not good at it. And in the end, Reva puts a tracking device on Leia's little prop from Batteries Not Included droid. I feel like all of this happened to explain how Leia in A New Hope knew they were being tracked. Because it's happened to her before. Which sounds really ridiculous to say it out loud. Like, why would you make a plot point in an Obi-Wan series to explain that? But we've seen that happen before. And whatever movie or show has to explain how they knew that, how they had those powers of observation a decade later. Maybe that's not what they're doing, but probably is. Like, maybe Leia's just smart. Maybe someone who's in a rebellion thinks that way, even when a smuggler doesn't and probably should. In the end, it looks like they have 2 episodes to wrap all this stuff up. I like the location. I like the feel of good guys being in bad guy territory. However, this should have had a lot more emotion for Obi-Wan just squaring off with his old friend who tortured people in front of him and broke their necks and then dragged him through fire. I'm sorry, one back and forth shot in a BAFTA tank, just, it's not enough for me. But it's kind of, you know, it's the show, right? It's what it is. This whole show should have had more emotion, and it hasn't. And hey, I got a real surprise for you. Tomorrow, I'm reviewing a movie. Like an actual movie. But episode 4 of Obi-Wan Kenobi, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.